How you doing, everybody? Today we are going to look at page 5. This is the first notated page in the book Stick Control. For those of you who do not have this book, this is something that goes back 85 years, used again and again and again. So we're going to talk about is just some basic ways that it's kind of intended to be played. I know kind of notes on there, repeat exercise each 20 times at the bottom. So you would do each line or each section because it really does cross over. So you look at line 1 and you do that section, you play it 20 times, and then line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, and so on. And then you get down and you do 13 down. When you play these, it says to play it 20 times each. R meaning right, L meaning left, with your sticking. But something I kind of want to point out that was intended very early on through George L. Stone was that he does something called vamping. So you would do a full measure of eighth notes. Those of you who don't read notation, that's okay. This page is written in eighth notes. The way we count that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So each note goes through there, is played as we count that. So the first line are alternating single strokes, rights and lefts, right, left, and you count that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There's two measures or a count of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and twice. Followed by what he intended, this builds this idea of stick control. You would play a continuation, whatever the last stroke you played. In this case, on line 1, it ended with a left stroke. You would play another full measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with the left hand, and it's called vamping. And you do that, and it leads you right into the next line, line 2. So that would kind of look like this, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then the second measure, and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, on my left, I vamp 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then I go straight into line 2. Okay, and this way you can continuously play the entire thing non-stop. And all you do again for that vamping is the last stroke that you hit, you count another measure of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and play through those. Okay, so that's how you go through this, and you can go through every page non-stop. Obviously, the idea is that you're building this muscle memory, this stick control, and covering all potential patterns. That's what the purpose of this book is. It's training you to play lots of different patterns. If you've only just started with this book and you go ahead, you can see all the different patterns in groups of 5. It's not just eighth notes. He uses 16ths, 32nd notes, quintuplets, septuplets, everything. Really just kind of works through and plays different patterns as well as your different routines. And rudiments are kind of buried in here. So if you were to look at this, line 5 is right, left, right, left, left. There's your paradiddle. Line 6 is your inverted paradiddle, where the double strokes fall in the middle of those 4 notes. So right, left, right. And then line 7 is your reverse paradiddle, where the doubles are at the beginning, and so on and so forth. You kind of get into inward and outward paradiddles throughout this as well. And then there's quad stroke rolls and triple strokes and etc., so on and so forth. So when you're practicing this, now you kind of think about the levels that you're playing at. So first and foremost, you want to make sure your grip is right. If we're playing max grip, we can kind of see this video and imagine that there is a line running vertical through the video, and you want to kind of create this symmetry. So the way that you play with your right hand, you want to mimic that with your left hand. Now, a lot of drummers are righties, that doesn't mean all, but the idea that the manner that we play is kind of whipping, snapping motion. If we're playing more of wrist strokes, okay, if our elbows are higher, but we're really looking for this symmetry. If we're playing something like paradiddles, and we're only accenting the first of every partial, of every 4 partials, right, left, left. Or if we choose where we want to displace the accent, in this case, I'm playing the second accent, right, left, left. Okay, these are ways we can approach this, but the idea, basic first and foremost, is that we are creating this symmetry, okay? So when you're playing this gives you a chance to self-analyze and study how your dominant, in this case I'm a righty, how your dominant limb is playing, and this is straight from the shoulder, how we hold the stick, how we create, whether we're playing German, American, or French grip, but we're really looking and analyzing every aspect to the butt of the stick and how much is hanging out, Does that match? Are we pinching this the same way? Are we using our fingers in the same manner? We're really creating this balance, and that's what's really important about stick control, is that we don't, essentially the goal is to not have a dominant hand, that they're both equal and developed in the same manner. This is why, if you look at the exercises, almost all the exercises following each line goes from right hand led and then it's left hand led, so that we kind of get the same feel. And I'm throwing a few accents in here. One thing to push before you even start to go after the accents within these pages, you're learning it at 3 different levels. There's 3 levels really become your dynamics. Your high level, which is about 2 feet high, or I think it came out to about 60 centimeters high. Don't quote me on that. Your medium level is about 10 to 12 inches, and that is, I think, about 30 centimeters. And then 1 to 2 inches, or like 3 to 5 or 6 centimeters high. So that's that high level, and that's really your accent level. And we're playing much higher than we typically would play as an accent on something like a snare drum. But the more dramatic you practice with your differentiation between your accents, the better you become dynamically with your control. And then the medium is kind of like a standard way you play, depending on, obviously, if you're playing forte or piano, so on and so forth, you balance with that. And then your ghost notes, your low notes, really become your dynamic difference. So if you're playing something like a paradiddle, which is line 5, and you want to do right, left, 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 and you want to see that dynamic difference, maybe again, going back to what I did a moment ago, your first partial, the first of the 4 strokes in paradiddle, right, left, left. We'd practice that very dynamically different to really help us build that control. Maybe our ghost notes we want to work on really low, controlled, maybe go through all the lines. So what you're going to do to start, before you worry about accents, is you're going to play the entire page on page 5 at the high level. Then you're going to go back and you're going to play the entire page at your medium level, and then the entire page at your low level. This is building up that control, because a lot of things that happen with our drumming, when people start to learn, desire and learn to build up their single stroke speed, they tend to drop volume down, versus when they're playing lower, as they start to build up speed, they kind of lose volume because they're lacking that developed point at the slower tempos before they build it up. Whether it's slow or fast, we want to make sure, don't judge me on that stick click, we want to make sure that we are playing dynamically at the kind of same level. So if we're playing so low, slower, all the different lines, all the different rudiments, even if you're kind of throwing flames and stuff in there, dynamically we want to make sure our range is very even and very controlled. So you do the page at your 3 different levels fully through, and that's play each line 20 times, and with vamping, which means play the very last stroke, another full measure of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and if you don't, if you're not really there with music, it's just counting up to 8, right? So the first line ends on the left, so I play 8 strokes with my left hand, and that'd be your vamping. And then you kind of start the next line straight into it. So this way you learn to play these things straight through, no break. You're building muscle memory. You're really training your body to play all these different patterns. The order of the patterns goes from easier to more challenging. Sometimes it might seem like 4 strokes is challenging as you go back and forth, especially as you try and play it fast. Don't worry about speed. Speed is not the essence of quality. Balanced dynamics with even space. This is why you play with a metronome. The even space between each note should be there, and that's your quality that you're basing this off of. So I know it seems very straightforward by looking at the page, playing rights and lefts, but you're going to play that. The space between each stroke should be very even. So whether you're playing this slow or fast, there should be a lot of balance between each stroke. There shouldn't be a lot of space between one stroke and then sped up. Okay, a lot of people when they're learning paradiddles, they tend to speed up their double. And we don't want that. We want very even space cut between all of these, because these are indicated as only 8th notes. So play it balanced. Make sure you're self-analyzing and creating this line of symmetry so that your right and your left are matching. Obviously, if you're playing traditional grip, that's a whole nother conversation, but for matched grip, it's the idea that we are matching, right? So we're creating symmetry. We're really self-analyzing and every limb movement, our fingers, the way we grip, the motion, the tension, the pressure that we hold drumsticks with should be very balanced on both hands. And then we do the whole thing again at the high level, at the medium level, and then at the low level. If you have any questions, please leave comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow everything. You can check me on YouTube. It's Dave Drums Online. and Dave Bloom Drums online. And then you can also check out my other channel for some drumless tracks to play along to. It's Dave Bloom Drumless Tracks. You can look me up on YouTube or find all my links. All right, take care, guys. Enjoy. Again, this is page 5 and stick control, and I'll see you guys soon with another lesson. Take care.